Some major NFL coaching rumors just dropped from a pretty prominent source that gets it right multiple times with coaching rumors. Welcome into the Browns Report, everybody. I am your host, Joey O'Donohue, and this could be a sign of something to come for the Cleveland Browns. You're not going to want to miss this. Stefanski's job in danger. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 62K now. Less than 100 subs away. Hit that subscribe button if you want daily Cleveland Browns news. I make a video every single day. Live watch parties. You want to know what's going on with the Browns? Hit that sub button. I'll be here for you. And without further ado, let's get into the report that we just got this morning, and that is from Josina Anderson. Keeping tabs as we approach carousel season. League sources are eyeing 5 more NFL teams with projected openings at head coach as of where things stand today, while waiting to collect more data on a 6th team too. Meanwhile, there is a longtime NFL head coach out there who is considering wanting a change of scenery and has told others of these thoughts. If he acts on those lingering feelings, his departure would clearly add to the list of vacancies. Okay, wow. I think the first tweet definitely has some reference to the Cleveland Browns. The second part, I feel like it's got to be an AFC North head coach. I mean, you think of a long-term tenured coach that might be wanting to change the scenery, you probably look at Mike Tomlin. Maybe you look at John Harbaugh. Zach Taylor and Kevin Stefanski been there for over half a decade in their respective organizations as well. But the first part, that 5 more teams are going to have head coach openings, I mean, how could you not think the Cleveland Browns are going to be one of them, especially with how bad their record is at the moment and how bad it was last year? Kevin Stefanski, the man in charge of this organization, his record over the last 2 seasons is 6-22. Overall, despite 2 playoff seasons, he has a losing record, ladies and gentlemen. Very even-keel personality. A man of few words, as many of you know, in the press conferences that he does. Says the same phrases over and over again, that we need to be better, I need to coach better. And I think people are getting sick of it, honestly. Like, it's boring to hear him talk, and we want answers. We want change. I think we need some more juice in Cleveland. With Shedeur starting, there's a lot more of an exciting atmosphere around Cleveland, and Stefanski just doesn't bring that in the locker room. He's not a player's coach really either, and his offenses the past 2 years, take a look at the points per game. 15.2, we were dead last in the National Football League last year. This year, a little bit better, 16.9. That's still terrible. They're 29th out of the 32 teams in the league. And so the offense has just been dreadful under Stefanski the past 2 years, ever since we lost Baker, and he's under fire. I think he's definitely one of those teams that Josina's referencing in her first tweet. And the way that the offense was headed this year, with Dylan Gabriel averaging 5 yards per attempt, I think his job was doomed. If he had kept Gabriel going, which who knows if he would have, because the only reason Shedeur got that start was because Gabriel was in concussion protocol, and when he went out there and won the game and showed the flashes, it was like, absolutely, you have to name him the starter against the Niners now, which he did. Plus, fans would have had a field day. I think the owner would have been mad at him as well. Shedeur just brought so much more excitement, and it's going to bring some ticket sales. And so it does beg the question, could a Shedeur win streak save Stefanski's job? If we go on a little run here, well, the issue with that is Shedeur wasn't Stefanski's pick. He wasn't Stefanski's guy. Gabriel was Stefanski's pick. Gabriel was getting all the reps. He was the starter. And as I said, only reason we saw Shedeur get his first start was because of an injury to Gabriel. Had Gabriel stayed healthy, would have had more weeks of DG, I would imagine. And so, Stefanski, you made the wrong decision, and now you're being proven wrong. And so if Shedeur is the Browns guy, if he shows us more in these next few weeks, more excitement, more wins, more just better play on offense than we've seen the past 2 years, well, Cleveland would decide to roll with him on his rookie deal, by the way, 4 years, $4.6 million. I mean, it's the other benefit of getting him late, right? You got a quarterback like Cam Ward's got a $40 million contract. If they roll with Shedeur, they'll get him a coach that wanted him to be the guy, that wants to script the game plan and help him develop. And remember, Baker Mayfield was probably our quote-unquote guy that we let walk, and he was successful because he's a talented quarterback. He's a gunslinger. He's accurate throwing the ball deep. It wasn't Stefanski that made Baker. No. Baker goes somewhere else, and he's flourishing. Even Flacco playing better in Cincinnati right now after leaving Cleveland. And so I think my take on the matter, honestly, get him the F out of here. We're done. Get up out of here, Stefanski. We're done. We're trying to develop our young rookie quarterbacks now. I'm over it. I've seen enough. The offenses have sucked. You suck. Get out of here. That's my take. You make the call for me, Browns fans. Do you want Kevin Stefanski to be fired? Give me a Y for yes and for no in that comment section. Curious what the Dog Pound faithful thinks of Stefanski right now. I think we're over it. We need a better scheme. We need to develop some quarterbacks. And my take is get them out. Draft linemen, because the offensive line needs some work. Wide receivers, we need some targets. If Judy's going to be the number one and start high-stepping and fumbling and dropping balls, you got to get someone else in that receiver room. And develop your young quarterback. Develop Shedeur, who's been the best prospect all along in that quarterback room. That's my take on the matter, and I think it would be better to bring in a new coach that could help develop a young quarterback. We haven't really seen it maximized in the past 6 years under Stefanski. But again, let me know what you think in the comments section. We got more rumors to talk about here. There is a coach being named that you're going to know about, Browns fans. You're not going to want to miss that. But first, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It is the holiday season, the best time of year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It is all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there is one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. I love this app, man. It's fun. I win money. And covering the Browns helps me know what picks to make. When coaches talk about getting Judy more involved, I picked the more on his projections, and I was right. When Cleveland plays a bad run defense, I'm all in on Quinshon Judkins' projections. And is your fantasy season already over? My team is cooked. But with Prize Picks, I don't have to wait until next year's draft. Prize Picks lets you play fantasy football every week. Pick your favorite players and win when they hit their projections every week. No draft required. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Here's my lineup for the week. Kareem Hunt, our old friend on Thanksgiving football, more than half a touchdown. And you know I got to put Shedeur Sanders in there. More than 149.5 passing yards. He did it last week. I expect it again. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, here's the next major rumor that dropped this morning from Josina Anderson. New, I'm told, at least 2 NFL teams are still expected to have interest in talking to Bill Belichick behind the scenes, at the very least, about head coach jobs this carousel season. Per a league source, a 3rd team could also enter the mix with desires to talk, particularly if one specific personnel change is made under ownership, the source added. Side note, there's more to the story of why Belichick did not end up head coaching another NFL team a couple seasons ago, with his own desires and preferences regarding workplace dynamics playing more into a part of it than I think has been discussed, publicly known, or given real credit. But at any rate, Belichick still has deep respect from a number of owners across the league, and that is what matters most. Are the Cleveland Browns that 3rd team awaiting a personnel change that would be interested in Bill Belichick? Josina Anderson actually doubled down, tripled down on this. She quote tweeted herself and it was like, don't sleep on this rumor, on this report. There's real interest from multiple teams to hire Bill Belichick. You remember him in Cleveland, folks? I'm sure you do. A lot of the old Browns fans, when he coached the team from 91 to 95, he kind of got run out of town at the end of it, and Art Modell was getting ready to sell the team and wanted a new coach. I mean, everybody still has those feelings about what Modell did, and that's why our rivalry with Baltimore is just even more fiery. But Belichick's seasons when he was the coach of Cleveland, oddly similar records to Stefanski, honestly, but mostly losing seasons overall, and then the 11-5 year, which Stefanski had as well, in 1994. This is what it was looking like for Browns Bill Belichick. After he left Cleveland, the success got a lot bigger and brighter. A 6-time Super Bowl champion as a head coach, that is an NFL record with the New England Patriots. A 3-time Coach of the Year, and he has the most playoff wins all time as a head coach with 31. Great tenure and resume under Bill Belichick's coaching career. It's sort of the last part of Josina's tweet. There's a lot of teams still respect him and what he's done. But Adam Schefter told us a week ago that Belichick has not and will not pursue NFL head coaching vacancies. So things have changed since November 14th with this new report that we are getting. But my opinion on the matter is I think Bill's time is done as an NFL head coach, honestly. I mean, he's got a lot of distractions now. I mean, he's 73 years old. Like, I think his time is up. He hasn't even been doing an amazing job with the UNC football team he's coaching now. And so, there's just a lot of things surrounding Bill Belichick in the news that aren't football related, right? He's not the guy he used to be, not as focused on football in his younger days as he used to be. So I don't love it, honestly. Like, I'm in on firing Stefanski. I'm not in on hiring Belichick as a head coach. What say you, Browns fans? Should we bring him back? Type H for hire, type D for don't. Curious what the Browns fans think in the comment section. Let me know down below. That's going to do it for us here today on this edition of the Browns Report. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Like I said, hit that subscribe button so you are covered with Browns news, especially if there is a Stefanski firing. You don't want to have your notifications on. I'm probably going to go live if that happens, so you're not going to want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for watching this edition of the show, and we'll see you next time.